My plan for this session is I thought we'd have a look at some old school traditional karate defensive actions and principles. So should be well understood that ideally you want to be preemptive in order to facilitate your own escape. If you can't be preemptive, you want to be proactive. You want to be the one doing the hit and not the one getting hit. If that person is swinging shots at you, they are winning and are very likely to win. So we need some ways in which we can hopefully turn the tide, but we need to realise that once we're on the defensive, we're in a bad position, full stop. Is that okay? But there's ways and means in which we can defend ourselves which are more or less effective than each other. So what I'll start to do is I'm going to look at some of Motobu's stuff, and then we'll look at some of these blocking methods we find within the old katas as well. Is that okay? So one thing that you don't really see traditionally, but you do see a lot modern, is the idea that person throws a shot and you go block, and that's it. I just stop myself getting hit. Consistently, what they'll do is they will put themselves in a position as they're stopping the shot to open them up for further attacks and to make it difficult for them to throw a second shot. Right, so Choki Motobu, writing in his book, now Motobu talks a lot in absolutes. So he says things like, always hit the head. In the very next photo sequence, he's punching someone in the body. Like, never do this. In the next picture, he's doing it. So when he says never, he means rarely. When he says always, he means most of the time. You quickly get that when in his writing style. But this is one of his phrases where he says, the true blocks of karate make it impossible for the opponent to launch a second attack. Right? Impossible's that word's doing a lot of heavy lifting there. So I would retranslate that as makes it difficult for the opponent to launch a second attack. So typical modern karate blocking, which is fine when you're sparring. I block that hand, they haven't hit me, but they could still carry on hitting me. Old school blocking, it doesn't work that way. It's okay, so we'll start with some of Motobu's stuff and then we'll look at the kata versions. It's the same. For those who aren't familiar with how Motobu is, I can tell you everything you need to know about Motobu really in 2 quotes. Quote number 1, nothing is more harmful to martial arts, mankind, nothing is more harmful to mankind than a martial art that is ineffective in self-defense. Which is a big exaggeration, right? There's way more things that are harmful to us as a species than poor martial arts, right? Disease, for example, right? So that's one. The other one is, it is important for the karate kid to drink heavily and engage in other fun activities, otherwise their karate will lack character. Is that okay? So this is a guy who believed martial arts had to work and liked to drink and liked to fight. Him and Funakoshi really didn't get on for lots of reasons. One reason was Motobu had run out of money, so he entered a boxer versus judo competition before anyone really knew what karate was. To earn money, right? So he turns up, he's in his mid-50s, he's carrying a bit of extra weight, he's fighting a 20-year-old boxer who's much taller and athletic than him. For the first round, Motobu does nothing but cover up. He later says, this is because I'd never fought a big boxer before, I needed to see what they did. The audience are laughing at this fat little Okinawan just basically covering the whole time. Second round starts, he charges across the ring, jumps up in the air and goes bang. Think Brad Pitt in Troy. You know what I mean? Just like jumps up in the air and boom and just knocks him out. So because of that, what the hell have we just witnessed? So what's this art that you do? And he becomes a full-time karate instructor off the back of the publicity he got for that fight. But when they're writing it up in the magazine and they're doing the illustrations, they have lots of pictures of drawings of boxers, clip art of boxers. So they just put a clip art of a boxer on his backside on the canvas. They don't have any clip art of anyone doing karate. Somebody in the offices of King magazine points out, oh yeah, we do. There's another Okinawan just written a book on this stuff, Funakoshi. So the picture on Motobu's great win is a boxer on the floor and Funakoshi in front of them like that. It's one of the few karate pictures they've got. So they didn't get on. I was thinking in the longer term, they've helped one another. Funakoshi made karate into something that would survive and spread. If there wasn't a Funakoshi, none of us would be doing karate. It doesn't matter what style you do. Funakoshi was the guy who had the ideas, or ran with the ideas that made karate popular. Let's make it like judo and so on, right? Motobu tried to keep it exactly as he'd always done it. But nowadays, when we're trying to put the teeth and claws back into karate, Motobu's an interesting place to touch at. Is that okay for everyone? Where's Michael at? There he is, because I think... Have we done the Motobu drills before?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. I thought we had. I'm not going to ask you to do much, just swing arms at me. Right, so this is the first one I want to do, and each time, I don't really care about the technique, I just want to get home this message that the true blocks of karate, or the true defensive actions of karate, make it difficult for the opponent to launch a second attack. Right? That's the key thing I want you to see. So, Motobu all starts from a more natural position. On drill number one, Michael, I'm not going to move, so please do it slowly. He's got to swing a lead hand shot towards my head. So he's just got to go from there, boom. That's what we're looking at, right? And in a lot of like modern style karate, it would be boom. By the way, Motobu said, blocking with one hand and then striking with the other is not true martial arts. He didn't like that either. Sometimes he blocks with one hand and hits with the other. But on this one, what he does, as he swings in that shot, he does this. Right? So he's stepping in. Watch this back leg. If I stay still, he's going to clock me here. So I move in, boom. So my head is now really close. It's not where he's expecting it to be. I'm doing it quite gently now, but Motobu says, drive your forearm forwards as if you're trying to smash through the shoulder. So it's not like a Soto or an Uchi. It's not this kind of thing. From there is bang. That's what I'm looking to get. He's okay, watch this hand. At the same time I do it, wherever his hand is, I'm going to find it. He's okay, so if it's across his body, I'll pin it there. If it's here, I'll pin it there. If it's there, I'll pin it there. If it's way over here, I'll stop it here. Is that okay? So that's the first defensive action. So, the head has moved, he's aggressively moved in, he's crashed in here to take away the power source, and he's taken away his ability to throw that second hand before we've even got going. We haven't hit him yet, but we will. But we just need to have a look at that as our first example of old school blocking. There's none of this. That's 1940s onwards, or 1930s onwards. Is everyone okay to give that a go? Left to left, crash in, slam me out, find his other hand and pin it. We're going to do 3 of Motobu's drills, then we're jumping to the kata. Is that okay? I'm not looking to stop, I'm looking to destroy this shoulder. Right? And by doing that, is because he needs that shoulder for the power. Right, so as I crash in, he thinks my head's going to be here. It's not, it's here. He's already missed. Don't need to worry about the fist. But as I go, boom, that's what I'm looking for. I say, I'll do it gently now, and I suggest you do as well, otherwise, any new friendships you've got are going to end pretty quick. But the idea is it's bang. You know what I mean? It's a real aggressive drive in. So it's not a cover. It's not that kind of defense. It's offensive. Now, the other thing Motobu does is, he said, blocking with one hand and striking with the other is not true martial arts. So what he's always looking to do is land the quickest shot he can land, having stopped the shot. So if we end up in this position, and I'd say I'm here or wherever that hand is, if I pull this arm back, that arm's back in play. If I pull this arm back, that arm's back in play. Is that okay? So I can't go 1, 2, because the time it takes me to go 1, he's maybe gone 1 and he's got me. So in this case, remember Motobu said always hit the head for this is most effective? We're going to do an elbow to the body. Another thing, with Zenkutsudachi, he didn't like it. He said the trouble with Zenkutsudachi is you can't move forward from that position. Which is true, but you just bend your leg and move, right? You're not stuck there. But again, there's pictures of him doing Zenkutsudachi as well. So he does talk in absolutes, which he doesn't really deliver on. But when you're there, this has space here. So what he does is he moves his front foot in, as you go whack. Is that okay to the rib cage there? As soon as he's there, he's out. Is that all right? Now, there's nothing wrong with this to start with. Do it in a very tick-tocky way. You can go 1, 2, 3. But when you actually do it, it's continuous flow. So Michael swings his shot from there, boom, bang. Is that okay? So he swings his shot, I take away his ability to give a second shot, I give him a dig and I'm out. Enter, counter, withdraw is what Itosu called it. Get in there, do damage, get out of there. Is everyone okay with that one? And it's marked contrast from this kind of thing, which you don't see traditionally at all. Is that okay? So I'm going to give you 3 examples of this, and then we'll start looking at the kata, but it's the same in the kata as well. And it really helps your understanding of bunkai if you have this idea that the kata, even when it's been defensive, it's been very aggressive. Is that okay? Motobu 1. Is everyone okay to give that little go? Okay, and then we'll do 2 and 6.